Welcome you guys to our Tuesday update. After getting some FOMC minutes, we see most of them often kind of pointing towards a rate cut still in January. A little bit of hesitation there, but we do see as far as the technical side goes on the daily time frame, we still have that divergence intact here on the MACD and the RSI. So we need to be watching out if the daily turns down here, but could it be a fake out? Well, our weekly expected moves are suggesting that. So we have a lot to get into. We need to get into those shorter time frames and talk about what's going on here. Talk about the SPY, the Qs, and VIX going into the end of the year, which happens to be tomorrow. So let's get into it. Now, this is where you really want to pay attention. Now, why would I say that this is the time where you really want to pay attention and then I draw a box around my weekly expected moves? Well, because now our daily expected moves are doing what? They are overlapping the weekly expected moves. So, what were the scenarios that we said were the most probable going into this week? We stated this on Friday. We stated it again Friday during market hours. Then we stated it again over the weekend. What did we talk about? We talked about a 2-hour pullback down to that weekly expected move. We talked about it being able to come all the way down into 682 to 680 if it really wants to, come down into those areas, figure its stuff out, and then turn to the upside. We did talk about that because the posture of the 2-hour inside trading bar here, but we do see the posture of the 2-hour right now is even if it came all the way down to this level, even if the daily did cross, you have to watch for a wick and all things like that. You have to understand here that you do not have the weakness and momentum signals for the 2-hour chart. This means that if you wanted things to go down, if you are really bearish, even though we did just make a new high and we have potential structure to build right here, right? Left head, the right inverse shoulder. Well, if you really want it to go down, you need to see that the market is proving that it wants to go down, right? You need to see it lose the 5, you need to see it react up, and you need to see it roll down, and then eventually be able to beat out this low. And then you want that thing, if you want a mega crash, you need to beat out this low at the end of it. So really, if you want the bearish case to be here, you need to start seeing at least a lower high below the 5-day moving average to really say there is any kind of bear case. Now, what you could also look for is divergence and things like that. But in this video for now, we need to talk about both sides, and that's the bull case. What we were talking about overall this weekend. Now we see 690.86 to the upside. We see 683.16. What is the interesting thing about 683.16? Well, 683.16 is down outside of our purple line, which is our weekly expected move. That means that if we get outside of this tomorrow, we have a 68% chance to close the week back inside that purple line. And if we get outside of both of those, that would say we have a 68% chance to get back in the red line by the end of the day tomorrow. Implied volatility has increased just a little bit. Why would we be still talking about bullishness? Because the buying is so good. The price action is telling you that the market overall wants to head higher. If it has a successful pullback, if it has a successful 2-hour higher low, that would be fantastic. And we're going to get into the 30-minute in a moment because right now you're kind of getting a 30-minute and a 2-hour at the same time. And this will be important to stick around for volatility and the thing we posted over on Patreon talking about. Hey, yes, this is suggesting that the news can be very bullish today. It looks like overall today was an inside theta burn kind of day with that news. But we need to talk about how to view the failure of a potential signal. So what is overall going on here with your MACD? Your 2-hour is in positive territory. We would need that to roll into negative. We would need to see a roll for that to be bearish. As of right now, there is nothing bearish about this. This is positive. The price action is positive. The weekly expected move is suggesting there is no fear of some kind of crash, and you don't have signals for a crash on the 2-hour chart to say that that daily is turning down yet. We will see how the market proves itself. So what we're looking for is that scenario number 2. Now, our scenario number 1 was the 30-minute chart. The 30-minute chart here overall said, and this is why volatility was suggesting, hey, I'm close to that center line, right? It's saying I'm going to go positive. Ooh, we kind of failed that move at the end of the day. So one little hint of what could be a potential failure here is something we do in that full technical analysis course. We teach the management of the trade. If you were, taking a little bit too much, then by the end of the day, this bar right here would technically say this is a management for the trade. So if this is able to confirm below those moving averages, confirm down on the 15-minute, yeah, we cut it in half. You'll learn it in the course down there. That's still 90% off, only $100 right now. But it curled down. You saw the confirmation from the MACD. You saw the confirmation of the RSI. So that would tell you at the end of the day that we do have the opportunity to head lower. Okay, so the 30-minute chart here overall curling down as well at the same time. So you could just have used the 30-minute chart there at this point. This is curled down right now in negative territory. That says we should have our eyes on this right here. But if this is able to confirm back to the upside, we could potentially see this high tested tomorrow. Okay, so as of right now, a little bit more leaning towards as we lose the 5, as we get a slight confirmation. We have to see how the market proves itself. I don't think this is something that I would be shorting by any means. This is something that I'd be looking at a tag of the weekly expected move, looking at behavior there, and seeing if we can turn to the upside. Real quickly, I wanted to discuss something I saw in some comments. Someone suggesting that there is weekly divergence on the MACD. I would highly suggest making sure that if this is your own analysis, I really want to just do this. This is I never come at people. We can disagree on things. That's perfectly fine. But when someone says something like that, this is divergence. Okay, that is a weekly divergence. You can see a prime example of it if you zoom out for a second. Okay, this is divergence, right? We see that it's extended for some time. It starts to tilt down. There's a few moves in it. We do not have that on the MACD right now. I don't know if you're viewing someone who is using a different oscillator who uses MACD, then when it doesn't prove it, they switch it to an oscillator or something like that. That can happen. Now, the suggestion that there is divergence potentially on the weekly RSI, that is, you could say that, but this right here is just a daily representation of weakness. So overall, in the grand scheme of things, going into 2026, I do see us going through that weekly pullback. I think we're going to do some funky business in the beginning of the year. Then we could potentially come down to a level. I really want to say that we could come back and retest this level because we never did in 2025. If you really want to see a dump, maybe that one's not. Maybe this might be too much, but overall, I think we could come in and test this area here because we broke through and we never retested it. So this is just a little blip in the video to suggest, just show you plainly. Like, I have to show you plainly here that there is no divergence on the MACD. And I just saw a comment about that, and I wanted to make sure to clear that up in this video. And it's not against anyone. If you wanted to send me a picture of it or something like that, more than welcome to. Maybe we just have different settings and things like that. But I think that's an important message going into the new year, and we'll talk about this more over the weekend. Let's go get you some levels for the Qs. And you can kind of see, if you mark it off with price action, that weekly move, we never came back down into this box. I've actually had that box there ever since we kind of broke through, right? We've been creating that box of this level. We've been people saying, where are we going to react to? Well, we're going to react up to here. And if we fail right here, then we could roll. But if we react through it, normally you will see that retest to go higher. We never got that, which means we just went into a straight bull run. So for the Qs, this would be a great area, and maybe we can mark it off in future videos. So I really like for the Qs that 520.68. Really like that, but the whole box would be nice. I think we could get there. I really, really do. But overall, you can see from the Qs. Look at the Qs again, just at the beginning here before we give you those levels. We see what? We see flat into down, right? We see nothing here. We see nothing here for the MACD. And the RSI just violated the previous divergence point. So yeah, you're holding one from way over here, but that's way too extended. So I just wanted to clear that up for anyone confused on the weekly, anyone hearing crash, crash, crash. We do still have the opportunity for a crash-like correction, some kind of quick correction. Maybe it's similar to something like this, right? Because this was early on in 2025. Maybe we see something similar to that where we just dump off for a second and we're right back to it. But this is not suggesting an absolute major top for the big reset crash that everyone is talking about. I just wanted to point that out. Just really wanted to get that out there so people aren't confused, especially if you're reading comments and seeing people say that, and then it confuses you. I just wanted to clear that up. As we go to the daily time frame here for the Qs, we do see something that's a little bit worse. This is a little bit worse. You are getting a series of lower highs, but you do see the higher low at this point. So you haven't confirmed down, but if this MACD does confirm down, you would say with a firm closing bar like this shows up, yeah, that's not going to be a good thing, right? You would say that's risky. but you still want to pay attention to those shorter time frames because everyone was calling crash here because we took out this low. We were saying look for the right shoulder. We were saying look at the weekly expected move, suggesting we're going to turn back around. It takes more than just a daily confirmation. You have to look at the inner workings of these things to make sure that you are looking at things correctly. At this point, though, you could say, hey, that's at risk of going into negative territory. Totally understand. I would love a weekly correction straight off the bat in 2026. That sounds awesome. But as I go into the 2-hour chart, I notice what? We are still positive. We do not see the signals that suggest that the daily is going to continue down and see some downward momentum. We just see a 2-hour pullback right now. I do not see anything on the daily that is screaming, or anything inside the daily, meaning on the 2-hour chart, that is screaming, hey, we have to head down right now. I wanted to take my time with this video to really explain that. Overall, this is suggesting what? If the 2-hour curls up, this is the pullback is done. If the 2-hour wants to, if we wanted to go down to this level like we were discussing, down to now you have a daily expected move to pay attention to. You have 614.80 to the downside. You have 624.06 to the upside. If you want to see a crash, or at least maybe that daily confirmed down, and maybe we start a weekly correction, you would probably need to see a roll here and then be able to take out this low. Okay, so as of right now, we're still just watching the things we watched over the weekend. As of right now, you are looking at what? A MACD that's relatively positive. It looked awful. It looked terrible. But we said watch for what? The structure on the 30-minute, and it looks fantastic. So overall, this is still just 2-hour pullback mode. When that changes, I will change. But for now, let's get into that 30-minute chart. We do see that you do have some negative territory action going on for the 30-minute. Okay, so the 30-minute might have to spend some time down here to figure out if it wants to continue to that upside. So what are you looking for down at this weekly expected move? If we head down there, considering you got the confirmation, you did technically get a failure on the Qs as well as the SPY for the 30-minute trade to the upside when it curled up and tried to go positive. You technically got that. You could just be getting a simple A, B, C. Get down into these areas. 614.80 is a great place to pay attention to, and you would look for what? In this area, you would look for higher lows. You would look for divergences, right? Even down in here, you would still look for divergences and stuff like that going into Friday. So we'll see what happens with this. I don't think we have enough time to make divergences or anything, so I think this could just be a higher low scenario. But I really will be watching the structure down at that weekly expected move if we get there. The trickier part is if this just confirms right back to the upside and makes a new high, we could just be off to the races to that weekly expected move. So I wanted to put that in there as well. The important thing here is if you ever see a 2-hour confirmation to the upside in your price action above those moving averages on the MACD and on the RSI all at the same time, well, then you could build that argument, right? Those reasons to risk money, and then you would target potentially not even this week's weekly expected move, but you would potentially target next week's weekly expected move and be able to find a little trade up to there, just like we did right in here. So now we have the opportunity to see if we are going to get some volatility, because not only the 2-hour confirming to the upside here, but the 30-minute violating, right? This is a easy way to look at volatility and see, hey, is the volatility signal bad here? Because we posted to Patreon, hey, watch out, volatility has the lower high. It has confirmed it on the MACD. But notice I was quick to say this in the little comment section there in the description of that post. Make sure to pay attention for failures. Why? Why would I say that? Because at that time when I was posting it, we were about right here. And so we did not take out that low yet. So that means we haven't rolled that 5. We're still above that 5. So if we're able to curl up, we still can see a wave of volatility for a moment here. So I wanted you to pay attention to the failures that can happen. And a failure of this would be curling up by the center line in some fashion. And the last time that we curled up even lower than this, we actually went into positive territory. This is curling up relatively close to the center line. This is curling up above the 5-day moving average. So that should tell you that the risk of pretty much it's like this. If you saw this 30-minute curl up by the center line for volatility above the 5-day moving average, would those be reasons to take a bullish trade immediately? No, they would not. This was a reason to potentially take the bullish trade. this is not the reason to take the bullish trade. So what does that mean? It's most likely a management for the trade. You will learn this so much more in the full technical analysis course. We do little examples of it. We teach you what time frames to use for management of trades on different time frames using 2 hour, 30 minutes, and even daily charts, I believe. So if you really have trouble with managing trades, if you hold on to losers and things like that too long, um, then it would really, really help you to get that course while it's only $100, while it's 90% off. Okay, new year, new you. Try to learn a little bit about it because maybe that's able to help you so much. And I know that when we put that in, it was only about a year ago that someone was asking about that. And I was like, I can give you how I like to do things as far as managing trades. And people loved it. People loved it. And I loved making it because I was like, this is going to be helpful. So check it out. But this tells you that the 2 hour can curl up as it is by that center line and looking to make a new high. And look at that, the 2 hour ends up curling to the upside. So are we at risk of seeing a little wave of volatility here? Yes. Could we even see a daily wave of volatility here? Yes. Do we have the signals that suggest that this is going to be some kind of massive crash now? I would have to say no as of right now. As of right now, you would be looking for what in the crash narrative? You would be looking for the structure like this, right? That little left head, right shoulder type structure. Or the other thing that we were mentioning over the weekend was looking for a potential reaction down to 1212, where we head to the upside for a moment, we reject and head to the downside again, and then we are able to see some kind of daily divergence here by the end of January or mid-February is what I would overall say as far as timing goes. It's never usually as quick as you think. Usually you have to be a little bit more patient. So overall, wanted to go in depth in a lot of these charts, but the main thing here, guys, is what were we watching over the weekend? Over the weekend, we were looking for a 30-minute pullback down to the 5-day. We got the 30-minute to go down to the 5-day, but we rested in that area for a long time. And the confirmation to the downside here, even though volatility was suggesting the news could be bullish, the confirmation at the end of the day is suggesting that we can head down to that weekly expected move. We'll have to see how the market proves itself in the morning. But since this did happen, we are now leaning towards our 2 hour full pullback down to the weekly expected move, where the 2 hour is able to get by that center line. The 2 hour is able to go down to something like 683.16, or even cut that and come down into 680 to 682. And then it still is able to figure its stuff out and go to the upside, because that is still the most probable thing at this point. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember the structure that we are overall looking for. It still just made the new high. 2 hour pullback down to the weekly is something that has been mentioned for literally almost a week now from this channel. So I hope that you guys are paying attention. I hope you guys are trading like water, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Check out that course in the description if you want to understand these things a little bit better, or you can just keep watching here on YouTube and try to put things together yourself. That sounds fantastic. Have a good one, guys. Peace out.